All right, this is my 3 takeaways from Brantford's real estate market from July 2023. The first question I usually get asked is how much are homes selling for these days? Well, the average sale price in July was $670,000, which is actually up $15,000 from this point last year. But my first takeaway is actually the number in December. We were at a frigid $585,000 average sale price in December 2022. So we've kind of crawled our way back up from that. We saw a peak average price in May of $725,000 for a detached home, and currently we are sitting at $670,000. You might be asking, how quickly are these homes selling? Well, takeaway number 2, homes are selling within a matter of a couple of weeks. That's right, 15 days is the average days on market here in Branford, and it's been pretty much par for the course for all of 2023 so far. 2 weeks is really quickly for a home to sell. We are still very much in a seller's market, although not as heated as what we saw back in 2022. If you want to take a look at the graph, you can see from January on, we're pretty much within that 2-week mark. Things got a little hairy in August of 2022, where we saw anywhere from 26 to 35 days on market before we almost kind of had a reset this January in 2023. So my takeaway number 2, homes are still selling relatively quickly in Branford with a 15 days on market number. That is super quick. Even a 30-day on market number is still relatively quick. If your home is sitting on the market for any longer than that, you might want to look at revisiting your listing strategy or your pricing strategy. So in terms of pricing, are homes selling over ask or under ask? Well, you might be surprised to learn that we have an average of 100% of list price to sale price ratio. What does that mean? Well, let me explain. If you had an over 100% list to sale price average, that would mean that most homes are selling over ask. If your number's under 100%, that means that most homes are selling under ask. So if you want to take a look at this and compare it to what was happening in first quarter 2022, which was the peak of our market, you can see that in January, the average home in Brantford was selling for 130% of asking price, which is an unsustainable number, of course, but this is what was happening. We had very low inventory, lots of buyer demand that started early on. So this is what happens when you have a lot of bidding wars, and also houses that were maybe cheekily underpriced a bit to get those bidding wars, they would achieve that over ask ratio. So as you can see, for the most part, since July 2022, we've been sitting in and around that 100% of asking price mark, and I attribute that to homes that are being priced correctly within that market value. Now, here's a bonus graph for you guys. That's my third takeaway, but here's a bonus graph for you guys. This right here are the detached home sales for July 2023. And its days on market is on that y-axis, and their list price is on that x-axis. You can see most of the action is happening between $400,000 and $900,000 within that first 15 days, our average days on market. Now, let me show you what happens when I take a look at the active listings that are currently still on the market right now. You can see a lot of these listings are starting to float away, the balloon effect, as we like to call it in the office. Now, if your home is starting to float away from that average days on market of 15, again, you're probably going to want to change something about your listing strategy or your pricing strategy. Check the 2 graphs out over top of each other, and this tells you all you need to know. Price it correctly, get it marketed correctly, and you're going to sell within the days on market that you expect for the price you expect. So to summarize, my 3 takeaways from Brantford's real estate market in July 2023, prices are up considerably from our December low of $585,000, currently sitting at $670,000 at the end of July. Sales are happening quickly, 15 days on market, not even enough time for 2 open houses, and of course, sales are happening pretty much at asking price. So if you have any questions at all about this real estate market here in Brantford, shoot me a DM, hit me up in the comments. Let's get a conversation going. Happy house hunting.